made us free from the law of sin and death, which means that there are two laws. One, the law of the Spirit of life in the Mashiach, which we can very well, and I say in my own case, obstinately, I can say that is Torah. Well, why you say it's Torah? I say it's Torah because through it, Yahweh came. I mean, Yahshua came. His son came. He came in in the church. I hear people say that he came through 42 generations. Well, be that as it may, he came in the volume of the book to do the will of Yahweh. That was his whole intent. In Matthew, he said that he's not come to destroy the law, not to destroy, but to fulfill. That's right. Those are two different words in Hebrew. But then let me make the demarcation between the Hebrew and the English. In Hebrew, those words are kawam and batal. Batal means to destroy. It means to cut someone off. It means to fence in, or to prevent from expressing oneself, or basically, excuse me, basically the words that in this instance Yahweh wants to tell us, we cut him off. We prevent him from speaking aloud. In our lives, we actually go against his word. But kawam is a different word. Kawam means to establish, and to establish does not mean, as in English, to do away with because it's set. No, my friend, you got that misunderstood. What it means is that this word is to be kept. It's to be followed. It's to be guarded, and it is to be we're supposed to be obedient to. So let's move down to the verses that I just read. Now, see, we've been saying this since Genesis. What is it? Genesis 50:20, when Yosef told his brothers all the stuff that you did for my harm, Yahweh turned around and made it good. And that's all that Shaul just said in verse 28. He said, and we know that all things work together to them that love Yahweh. And that this is also to me too. This is let me be first partaker of these fruits. I have to keep in mind sometimes that even when stuff that I consider bad comes, that it's only Yah doing something in my life. It's him straightening me out. It's him either him disciplining me. It's him how do we say that? Knocking off the rough edges. It's him straightening me out. It's him preparing me for the kingdom. That's right. And I'm not just talking about going there to live. I'm talking about bringing his kingdom here on earth. I have to be clean. I have to be pure before him in order to be able to do the stuff in what we call in heaven is actually on the new earth. But hallelujah, he reclothes us. Yeah. He strips us down naked and gives us holy clothing. Yeah. Hallelujah. That's in the spirit. We have to understand that everything that happens, hallelujah, is for our learning. It's for our education. It's for our edification. And you know, but here's the key: you gotta love Him. And if you love Him, you do what? Keep His commandments. That's it. Now, in these next verses, he really breaks things down. He said, for whom He did foreknow, He also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of His Son. Why do we have to be conformed to the image of His Son? We have to be conformed to the image of His Son because when He was amongst His disciples, y'all remember what He said in the I believe it was in my TTI, or Matthew. He said that this is my Son in whom I am well pleased. We have to be conformed to that image. Hallelujah. And that watch this, that He may be the firstborn among many brethren, that He may be the Yachid. Yachid is the firstborn. That's the one on I'll say it figuratively, of whom is marked already in the forehead. His hand is marked. Let me say it even better. It means that's what He's thinking, and that's what He's doing. The hand, the hand, that character Yod, it means to do. It's the work. It's a thing that needs to be done. And the what is it, the Rosh, the Resh, is how you think. So we need to be thinking this way and doing these things that He's asking us to do in order to be conformed to the image of His Son. Moreover, whom He did predestinate. These words is, I know people have a certain thought about that. It's like, nah, throw those words away. No.
You better keep them.
No. See, this is the thing. For Him to predestinate, it's not the way that we think of the word predestination. We think of predestination as He's already mapped everything out, and this is the way that we have to go. But is that really what it means to be a free will moral agent? Make us think for a minute, right? The way Yahweh does it is that He leads us, and I say this figuratively, He leads us to the fork in the road. And then he leaves it to us to make our decision which way we're going to walk. We actually have the choice of which direction that we're going to take, which means that to do righteousness or to do evil is premeditated.
That's right.
I'm going to say it again. I don't know if everybody got that. But to do evil or to do good is premeditated. It is, exactly. It's going to be, we're going to make up our mind to either follow Yah to the grave or, well, the other place. I wish I could say it a different way, but that's just the way it is.
It is what it is.
What then can we say to these things? If Yahweh be for us, who can be against us?
Yeah. We
hear these words all the time. I know I did when I was in the church. Every service. If He be for us, who can be against us? But how do we decide whether or not He's for us? How do we figure this thing out? Who is Yahweh for? Let's go back again into the commandments. If you love me, if you give a care about anything that I've done for you, keep my commandments.
That's right. Keep your promise.
That's it.
Yeah.
You keep your part.
That's right.
And you know I'm going to hold down mine. Hallelujah. It's his chesed, or his his covenant loyalty through which we're blessed. I mean, we can't take it for granted. We just simply need to sit down and recount our blessings, because we sometimes we get a little skittish about what we remember, right? Sometimes we get that, okay, I want to remember this, but I don't want to remember that. A lot of times. So we just need to sit down and count out the blessing.
That's right.
In fact, you're probably going to wind up with a lot more on your right hand on the side of blessing than you are on the side of being cursed or being forgotten. Mm-hmm. How we like to throw, we got to throw stuff up. Oh, you forgot about this. I didn't forget about you. He's never forgotten about us, no matter what we do, no matter where we go, no matter how we. I mean, even in our thinking, we need to stop. Mm-hmm. We do. This. How do we say nowadays? Pump the brake.
Yep.
Pump the brake for a minute. Wait a minute. Time out. Flag on the plate. What are y'all doing? Stop it. Just stop. Just stop. Sit down and rethink this thing. In fact, don't just rethink. Have your mind be renewed. That's what it's about. It's about Him renewing us. If Yahweh be for us, who can be against us? He that spared not his own son, he that took the best from heaven and brought it down to us, that he would tabernacle among us. Mm-hmm. If he gave us him, what do you think he's gonna hold back from us? Mm-hmm. What the Psalm say? Doesn't say something along the lines of that he will ultimately give us the desires of our heart. But we have to align our desires with what he wants. It's all about us aligning with him, conforming our minds, that we may be conformed to the image of his son. And without that, we don't get the rest of this. Without that, we talk about the blessings. I'm blessed in the city. I'm blessed. No, you don't get that if you're disobedient. It's just that simple. You don't get it. Deuteronomy 28. You blessed in the city, blessed in the field, blessed when you go out, blessed when you come in. In fact, it says that the blessings will not just be. They're going to run you down from behind. You ever seen the track stars? They get to the last lap, then they got to really concentrate, really get. Mm-hmm. That's what your blessings are doing if you're obedient to Yahweh.
Oh yeah.
It's not about this prosperity message that the church likes to preach. Because the thing is, Yahweh chooses who He gives His blessings to.
I know that's right.
He doesn't just give stuff to people who don't appreciate it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't just give things to people who are out here doing anything that they choose to do. Oh yeah. Who shall lay anything to the charge of Yahweh's elect? Well, let me see by a quick show of hands who's His elect. Who really? Who He has chosen? Hallelujah. Who He has purposely decided are His.
All right.
Let me just ask: are y'all His?
I'm His.
Hallelujah.
I'm His.
Hallelujah. That's
yes.
I'm His. Hallelujah. That's the thing. So now, us belonging to Him, guess what? What shall? Well, in fact, let me go further. Who is he that? Who's he who tries to condemn us? Who Who can lay anything to the charge of his elect? Those whom he's elected to not just go to heaven and all this talk. See, we have something that we have to go through. We have to make it through these last tribulations. I mean, that's what the book of Revelation is talking about, making it to the other side. Oh wait, let me not get too far ahead of myself here, because that's where I'm going about the coming over. See, he that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all. How shall he also with him not give us all things? All things. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Including wisdom and knowledge. He's going to give us all things. And let me get to wrapping it up. What I'm saying, who shall separate us from the love of the Messiah? Who can? Who has the power to overtake Yahweh and tell you you're cursed? Wait, any answers?
Okay.
I don't hear nobody I don't hear anybody who can do that. Hallelujah. I mean, shall tribulation, distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword. Well, no, let's bring it into today's terminology. Can a man that's walking around with a gun, people who have these tasers, people who ride around in tanks, people who have M16s, AR-15s, AK-47s, can they stop you? Can they prevent you from being in Yahweh's love? No! No one. What does it say? I'm persuaded that neither death nor life, not even angels, the principalities, powers, those are different ranks of angels. They can't do it. Not even the watchers can do it. Hallelujah. No things present. In other words, the stuff that's going on in your life now can't prevent you from it. Nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from his love. But why is that? See, as in verse 36, it says, as it's written, for your sake we are killed all the day long. We were counted as sheep for the slaughter. So why is this book, why is this verse in here amongst these supposedly positive sounding verses? Why did Yahweh choose to say that we're killed all the day long? How is that positive? How is there positivity in those verses? Well, I'm going to answer it for you like this. He says, no, in verse 37, in all these things, we are more than conquerors. Yeah. What does it mean to be a more than conquerors? We know about Julius Caesar, the European conquistadors. But what has that got to do with it? See, it's this, because you have been chosen by Yahweh to bear about in your body all the sufferings that are to come, just like his son. Guess what? He rose from the dead. Yeah. I mean, it's not like there was a mistake there.
There you go.
He didn't make. Yahweh doesn't make mistakes. No, he tells us exactly what we need to do.
There you go.
He tells us to be obedient to his commandments.
Yes.
So, saints, let's keep his commandments.
Yes. Yes. Totally.
Now, what does it mean, really, really quickly, to be a more than conqueror? More than conquerors. Well, I'll say it in the words that I've heard others say. He said, when does a conqueror become a more than conqueror? When does a winner become a more than winner? How does a person who wins a decisive victory become one who wins more than a decisive victory? It's like this. See, the thing that we have to realize about Yahweh is that he puts tribulation in the way just so he can look more glorious. He puts stuff in our way. In track and field, I used to run track, and I saw people do hurdles. I always thought they were like that's some kind of talent, but really, there's a lot of work that goes into hurdling, because you have to get your steps exactly right. Unless you trip over that hurdle and you lose the race, right? When you're running at your best stride and you get that first hurdle, you got to time that hurdle just right. You got to be. In fact, before you got to the race, you had to practice this. You had to practice this all the time, every day. Every other day. You have to become familiar with those hurdles, whatever height they're put at. If they're the high hurdles, if they're the lower hurdles, because really it's only about 4 or 5, 6 inches difference. But when you're running, you've got to know when to jump. Even people who did that, what was that called? The steeplechase, steeplechase race. They have to time their steps just right. Thing is, Yahweh puts hurdles in our way to show himself lifting us over them as we run.
Come on. All right.
Hallelujah. I mean, that's just the way that he does things. That's the way he operates. He wants us to succeed. He wants us to be to operate in his glory. Therefore, as we're running the race, we have a race to run. He is preparing us to beat all of those hurdles. Why? It's not just for the sake of quote unquote winning a race, but it's about making his name great. You understand? He has to be the one who's glorified. I mean, it's not through our own strength that we do any of these things. It's not. In fact, let me break some Hebrew down to you. The word Ibrit or Hebrew means that you are an overcomer.
Yeah.
That's what the word means. It means that you are a more than conqueror. So, being obedient to Yahweh's law is going to make you overcome.
That's right.
It's going to cause you to overcome.
Yes.
You're only able to jump maybe 6 inches, but with Yahweh's hand, you're able to do anything. And in fact, is there anything possible to him that believes?
Come on now. Nothing is impossible.
Is there anything impossible to him that believes?
No. All things are possible.
It's just, to me, that's the reason for walking this walk.
Yes. All things are possible.
That's the reason to be able to talk, to be able to say the things that we're able to say. It's because of his goodness. It's because he's with us. What is that? Yah with us? Emmanuel?
Yeah.
Yahweh with us. That means he tabernacles with us. How can we fail? How can we fail? The only thing we have to do is remain obedient and to walk in his ways, walk in Torah, walk in his precepts, the testimony. That's all we have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how we like to make things harder than they are. We don't have to, because Yahweh be glorified. Yahweh be blessed in our lives. In fact, let us make a our minds to follow him even more closely. To walk, what's the word? Circumspect. To be circumspect. Yes, and to do all things in the order that he puts there.
That's right. Order my steps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Order our steps in your word.
Hallelujah. Praise God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I am finished. Okay. Okay, let's all face the east.